They just kind of highlight the things that they really love, and we refine it. And so we end up going back and forth until we come up with a final design. And then I get the piece made and delivered. And during that process, there's some feedback loops that happen with the customers. Like, I'm showing them like, here are some things that I would maybe change or whatever. What do you think? And so it ends up being a slightly collaborative process. I do that with a little bit of a grain of salt because like jewelry is technical. If you change things too much, like can be structural problems with the piece. So want to make sure that we're delivering but it really starts with the person I'm working with these days. When I was designing collections, it was a little bit of a different process because it typically started with the materials I was using. They became my muse. Now it's the person that becomes the muse.
For you, what makes for a great piece of jewelry?
I think all that really matters is that the person wearing it loves it, honestly, and that it has some sort of meaning for them. Because I can design like anything, but if like someone's not enjoying that piece or doesn't recall a memory or highlight something special for them, then I haven't really done my job. I want someone to look at that piece of jewelry every day and say like, oh my gosh, I love this piece so much. It means so much. It's exactly what I wanted. So that's all that really matters to me. That's the same thing for the jewelry that I wear. I'm actually not wearing any jewelry right now as we're recording this, but except for my bracelets, I never take these off, my little bangles. But
did you design them?
I did. I've had them on for about 15 years. They only come off if I play with them too much and one breaks. Not even for going through the airport security line. So. But I wear a lot of the same pieces all the time, and I go through phases of things that are special to me. So I have a collection of rings, about 25 or 30 rings that I wear on rotation, but there's one that I wear when I'm wearing rings. I wear it almost every day.
Is it the ring that was the diamond from your mom?
I don't wear that one every day, but I do wear it a lot. This is a different ring. I wear it on my left hand. I'm right-handed, so the ring that I wear of my mom's is on my right hand, and I sometimes don't like writing with rings on my finger because it bothers me. So I take it off sometimes. But the other one I wear on my left hand, and it's a really special piece. I actually made the design for a customer, and I loved it so much that I tweaked it just a little bit and designed a ring for me in different colored stones and stuff like that. It's a really beautiful piece, and the people who know me are like, oh, that's the ring. I see it on there. In fact, my best friend, I posted it somewhere. I posted it on my Facebook, and my best friend's mom lives in Australia. They're Australian. And his mom said, can you tell me a little bit about this ring that Tracy made? Can I get it? So I have a feeling my best friend, Clint Kim Salter, his mom, Kim Salter, might be having a ring too, just like that. It's a fun one.
And have any of the designers you trained designed jewelry for you?
I've been sent several pieces, yes. And I wear them sometimes. I don't have them with me now, full disclosure, because I'm in Arizona and I live in New York City. And I left about 6 weeks ago, quickly, as the coronavirus was coming down with one suitcase.
Take what you can.
Yeah, exactly.
This is something that, I obviously know it is, but there's some people that may say jewelry, is it an art form? Is it not? What do you say to them?
I definitely think it's an art form. There's many, just like there's many types of artists, there's many formats for art. There's many kinds and types of jewelry and many formats for it. There's a whole art jewelry movement. There's like some incredible art jewelers who are designing these really sculptural, amazing gallery pieces. Some of those things aren't even like as wearable, so I definitely do. I think that jewelry is a form of personal expression, and in my opinion, that's art.
So true. Yeah. Do you think we all have an artist inside of us?
Of course, but it comes out in different ways. With my Creatives Rule the World brand, I am developing an assessment that talks about different creative archetypes And so whether you are a, banker who is developing complex systems or spreadsheets or whatever for your role, or you're a highly creative artist, all of those things are creative and artistic. It's just the expression. I think that confusion is that a lot of people think that creativity is art and that art is creativity. But I think that there's fluidity there, that creativity can run the gamut across many things, and that art forms are not just like paintings or music or written text or pieces of jewelry or, all the other things that could potentially be considered art. It's much bigger than that. I mean, we can come up with countless forms. I mean, even nature is art in a way, So I think that there are many expressions of art. It's just everyone has a different way that they express it.
What can you tell me? Can you tell me more about creative?
Yeah, so it's if you want me to pull up the creative archetypes, I don't have them memorized right now, so I'll have to pull up a different document. But it is it's my mentoring platform. It's actually supposed to be a speaking platform. I'm writing a book for it, right. And it's slightly on pause, but I'm and that is really about helping people spend more time being creative, because I think that the success in business has to do with your ability to spend the most time, or the most of the work you do, doing the stuff that you're best at. And a lot of times business owners spend the most of the time trying to strengthen their weaknesses instead of focusing on the things that they're actually phenomenal at and diving more into those and in getting support for the weaknesses.
Is it sometimes that the creatives want to have control over everything and realize, yeah, I can't do that? And maybe... I
think that most founders, whether or not they call themselves creatives or not, want to have control over everything. The smart ones know that they aren't good at everything,
And it's just realizing, okay, yes, I can delegate someone to do this and do this task while I focus on what matters.
Exactly.
Just like making a movie. If you're going to be the director, you can't be the camera person and the lighting person and the prop person. No, you got to focus. Yep. Seeds are planted, kids. So, any advice for jewelers, designers, entrepreneurs? Any last minute advice?
Oh, I have lots of advice. Well, I think that, I don't know when this podcast is going live, but if you've been affected by any of the COVID or coronavirus stuff and you're feeling like you're having a setback, just remember that this too shall pass, and that the one thing that is the cure for any setback or fear or overthink is just to be able to move into action and focus on the things that you can control, because you can't control what's going to happen in this pandemic. You can't control what's going to happen in the economy, but what you can control is the daily actions that you take and the things that you do to move your goals, your business, your creativity, your art forward.
Very good advice. Got to remember that. And obviously you have many places to connect with you, which is your website. Can you name a few? People
sure. You can find me on Instagram at Tracy Matthews NY. You can also find me online at flourishthriveacademy.com, creativesruletheworld.com, and tracymatthews.com.
All right, we'll put those in the show notes for sure. And that brings me to my final question. Why does art matter?
Why does art matter? I mean, people want to feel good. Art makes people feel good. It lightens them up. It gives them something to talk about. And, people, I really believe that art can change someone's perspective and the way that they perceive the world and the way that they think. And it's important. I don't think that, I think almost everyone would agree that a world without art would be a very boring place.
That is a common theme on this show. And I solely agree with that. I definitely appreciate your little slogan you have there. Community and collaboration over competition.
100%.
Especially in these times. We're seeing a lot of that coming out now.
Yes, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Tracy. You shared a lot of knowledge bombs and great creative advice, and your story is incredible. And you're definitely an example to the creative community and just about everybody who wants to succeed in this crazy world of ours.
Awesome.
So,
well, thanks for having me, Alex.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you once again, Tracy, for talking with me and offering such incredible words of wisdom and advice. And she's doing what she loves to do. I'm so in awe that here's another story where someone lost it all. They lost it all. And she thought she was never going to do jewelry again. But she did. As so many of us know, that artistic voice will come a-calling. And she approached things differently, and she's back in the game. But she has a strong heart, wanting to help out the community. It's in the slogan, community and collaboration over competition. That is such the right attitude to have. Some people mistake competition for going for the jugular or just playing dirty. I see some of these competition shows, and it might just be the producers and TV that they want a bad guy, and they'll just be trying to dominate someone, being a real jerk about competing against someone. You know, this is a competition. There's other ways to compete. Ultimately, someone may have more success than you, but you celebrate that success with them. Why not? They deserved it. They worked just as hard. And especially in this community, we have to support our creatives and our fellow artists. They need the support, especially during this pandemic. Very curious to see where we are from a month from now. Usually, this time of year is when the summer movie season starts. I think we were supposed to have Black Widow this past weekend. Obviously, that's not happening. And man, a May without an MCU movie, it's like so foreign. Hasn't happened in a long, long time. And like I said, theaters are trying to open. I did something pretty creative because I love movies so much. It's one of my favorite things to do. Although the last one I saw was in January in the theater. But this time of year, I love the summer movie season. Just nothing like seeing what they come out with. The spectacles. Sometimes there's some intimate movies, some dramas, romantic comedies. Just varieties of things beyond the spectacles and blockbusters, but I love them too. And I decided to post on YouTube. I'll put the link in the show notes. A request for people to list some of their favorite May movie releases. And I made a playlist with the movie trailers of some of my favorite May movie releases. Going back to the original Star Wars trilogy, to Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, The Last Crusade, Cliffhanger, Rocky III, Twister, what else do I have here? Deadpool 2, Bruce Almighty, Crimson Tide, Mad Max Fury Road, Shrek, that came out, X-Men, Days of Future Past, X2, X-Men United, Spider-Man, yes, of course, and plenty of the MCU movies. When Avengers came out, I was in heaven. That was one of the greatest things I've ever seen. Star Trek from 2009, and I have The Mummy from 1999, 21-year-old movie. I just love that movie, maybe because it is reminiscent of Indiana Jones and just the supernatural element of The Mummy. It's just such a fun summer movie. It follows all the beats. I also posted another thing, I'll post this also, a YouTube playlist of some of my favorite songs of all time. Trying to just uplift everybody, make them feel good, and nothing like music. You love them.